Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is well today. For joining me here today for this talk. My name is Emmanuel Wallace, and some people know me as Big Manny, and I'm a content creator. So I make a lot of chemistry videos, biology, a little bit of physics as well. And this is my social media pages here. Just by a show of hands, has anybody ever seen any of my videos online? Okay. All right, so for those of you who haven't, we're just going to watch a quick video here.
Please don't try this at home. All right, cool. Man's got one lithium battery there and some lemon juice in it. I'm going to react them together and see what I go on. So the lithium that's in this battery is in the form of foil, and it's way more reactive when it's in the foil thing because it's got a larger surface area to volume ratio in it. So that means that more of the lithium is exposed, so it's going to react with the lemon juice and that in it. All right, cool. So we're going to fold it up now, yeah? Then we're going to pour up some lemon juice, you know what I'm saying, yeah? Then we're going to react them together and see what I go on. All right, cool. Lithium into the lemon juice, yeah? You see what I'm saying? Red flames and that. It's a mad thing, cuz. So lithium, yeah, when it burns with a nice red flame in that. You know what I'm saying? Now, lithium metal can burn at a temperature of over 2,000 degrees Celsius. And this beaker is made from borosilicate glass. And it can withstand temperatures of only up to 1,600 degrees. That's why it started cracking up and that. You know what I'm saying? It's peak, fam. Man, gotta get a new thing. And you see all that gas that's being released? That's hydrogen gas, flammable thing, innit? Now, the reason why hydrogen is being released is because the lithium metal is giving this one electron to the hydrogen ions in the lemon juice, innit? And when the hydrogen ions receive the electron from the lithium, they turn into hydrogen atoms, you know what I'm saying? That's why we're seeing bare smoke in that, fam. You done know, man. Lithium battery thing. Don't try this at home, man. You know what time it is, cuz. Come on, man.
Right, so how did I get started making these videos? I'm going to give you a quick summary of how I got into it.
Please don't try this at
So this is a picture of me in secondary school. I went to a school called Sydney Russell in Dagenham. And when I was in school, I was very well behaved. I managed to get 8 A's for my GCSEs, and I got 1 B. And I can't lie, I was a bit disappointed at the B, because I wanted to get straight A's. But yeah, man. So after secondary school, what I decided to do was go to university. And I went to the University of East London, and I studied biomedical science. And I've got a quick video here of when I graduated.
2, 3.
Yeah, so I was there from 2015 to 2018. And then after I graduated, what I decided to do was... wait, before I tell you that, we're just going to watch another quick video, yeah? So
Alright, boom. Man's got one apple there and some sodium and potassium in it. I'm going to inject them into the apple and see what I go on, fam. So first, we're going to chop it up into some little pieces and that, you get me? Then we're going to pour some mineral oil on it. This will stop it from reacting with the oxygen and water in the air, innit? Alright, cool. So now, yeah, we're going to crush it together and that. Now, sodium and potassium are both solid metals at room temperature, innit? But when you mix them together, they make an alloy called NaK, which is liquid at room temperature. So that means that it's got a lower melting point and that. Look at this here. This is the NaK thing, innit? NaC settings, bruv. It's bare bouncy and that, man. Some jelly thing, bruv. But it's mad reactive, fam. I swear. Alright, cool. So man just use a little syringe to pick it up and that. And then we're going to bore a hole into the apple so we can put it in there, innit? Alright, cool. Let's go, yeah? Oh my days, cuz mad fireworks and that bare smoke, man. You know what time it is, bro. All that smoke here, that's a hydrogen gas thing, innit? Flammable settings, bro. Let's look at a little slow-mo thing still. So obviously in this reaction, yeah, the sodium and potassium are reacting with the water inside the apple, innit? And that makes sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. And the sodium hydroxide reacts with the fructose sugar in the apple and it changes it into mannose sugar. Do you know what I'm saying, fam? Man knows what's going on, man. You done know, cuz we out here with the science settings and that, fam.
Yeah, so as I said, I studied biomedical science, and then when I graduated, what I decided to do was work as a science technician in a secondary school. Now, as a science technician, it was my role to prepare all of the experiments for the students. I would go into the classrooms and do some demonstrations for them as well, and just give them like general help with the practicals. And at this point, I was in a fairly good position because I had my bachelor's degree there. I had a couple years experience working as a science technician, so I was in a good place. But still, I felt like I had more potential that I could reach. I felt like yeah, I could just achieve more. So I didn't want to just stop there. I wanted to aspire higher. So what I decided to do was go back to university again. I went back to the University of East London. they offered me a nice placement for my master's degree. So I did my master's in biomedical science again, and this is a short video.
2, 3.
Yeah, so that was when I graduated for my master's. Now, because I had the master's degree, yeah, now this enabled me to, when I put this on my CV, employers were looking at me more favorably now because they saw that I've got some higher qualifications. So that really gave me an advantage, and it gave me like a step up. And after I got my master's, I worked as a senior science technician now. Because remember, I was a science technician, but because I got a master's now, I became a senior science technician. So this is just some pictures of when I was working as a senior science tech at a secondary school. Now, one thing I want to draw your attention to here is this science technician survey from 2016. Now, if we look at that orange section there, where it says 12%, now what that's showing is that only 12% of science technicians are aged between 21 to 30, and the other 80-odd% are age 30 and above. So for me, being like 23, 24 years old, and getting that position of a senior science technician, that was a big achievement, because the majority of technicians were much older than me and more experienced. And I think the reason why I was able to get that position was because of my master's degree. Because as I said, it gave me that advantage. So yeah, that was a big achievement for me, landing that role as a senior science tech. Now, when I was working as a senior science tech, this was like around 2021 during the lockdown period, and I'm sure you students will remember all of the school closures. There was a lot of Google Classrooms, Google Zooms, and the thing with science, yeah, it's not a subject that you can just expect to learn from just opening the textbook and reading or just listening to a lecture. It's a subject where you need to see the experiments live in action, because when you see the fizzing, or you see the bubbles, or you see the temperature changing, or you see the fire or the explosion, that's going to help to solidify the knowledge more, and you're going to be more likely to remember it. So I was working in the schools, and I realized that the students were struggling because they missed out on all of that science during the lockdown. So that's why I decided to make these videos to help students catch up with everything that they missed out on in terms of the practicals and the experiments. And yeah, when I started making the videos, started getting a good response from the students, and yeah, I just kept on making it after that. And then yeah, before we go on, I'm just going to show you another quick little video.
A couple of weeks ago, I made this silver heart in it. But as you can see, the shape of it is bare dead, so man's going to fix it up and make it proper in that. Now, silver is actually the best conductor of electricity out of all the metals in the whole world. But it's not really used for electrical wiring that much because it's very expensive, innit? They use copper instead because it's cheaper in that. Now, this machine is called an induction furnace, and it melts metals by using a magnetic field. The magnetic field causes the electrons in the metal atoms to move around bare fast in that. And the movement of the electrons in the metal atoms cause resistance, and this resistance generates heat. Now, the current flowing through the metals is known as eddy currents. You done know, fam. Big up Eddie. Alright, cool. So man's melted it down in that. So we're going to preheat the mold and then pour it up in that, fam. Look at that, man. Bare hot in that, bruv. Orange settings in that. Alright, so man's going to take it out of the mold and then put it into some water to cool it down in that, bruv. Sizzling in that. You done know, man. Then we got the pure silver ting there, man. You know what time it is, bruv. Man fixed up the ting, man. You know what's going on, bruv.
Yeah, man, like one of the reasons why I decided to make the videos, yeah, is because people learn in many different ways. Some people are visual learners, so they learn best by watching a video or seeing something live. So yeah, I just wanted to cater for those visual learners as well. So that's why I decided to start making the videos. And then, as I said, yeah, the videos, they started taking off. And after a while, what I decided to do was leave my employment as a senior science technician to create the content full-time. Now, this was a big risk for me at the time because obviously, as a science technician, that's how I earn my money. So, so that was a big risk for me to quit that job and pursue the content full-time. But I had that belief in myself. I believed in my ability, and what I can do. So I took the leap of faith and I went for it. And since then, I've had the pleasure of like working with a lot of different companies, CBBC being one of them. I was on Blue Peter. So I went on there, and this was around bonfire night. So I went there to explain the science behind how fireworks get their different colours. Just went there just to break down the science for the young kids. And yeah, this came as a result of the videos that I was doing. Also, I did a couple interviews on BBC and ITV News. So BBC, they came to my house, done a little bit of filming, done some experiments with them, and then just gave them like my background and my story of how I got into making the science. And the most recent one, I was on ITV News. So on there, I was talking about my new book, because I'm releasing a children's book called Science is Lit. And yeah, I just went there just to tell them about the book and yeah, give them info about that. And also done a lot of work with BBC Bite Size as well. I'm sure everyone is, students are familiar with Bite Size. It's a very useful resource. I used to use it a lot when I was in school. So to work with them now and create educational content with them now, yeah, man, I'm very happy and glad that I'm able to do that. Another thing that I did, I went to the Polaroid factory. This was a result of my science videos as well. So this was the only Polaroid factory left in the whole world in the Netherlands, and I went there to simplify and break down the science of how instant film works. So I went there to just put it into layman's terms so that yeah, most people can just understand it. And yeah. So right here, I've got like a few other partnerships I've done. So this one here, this is with Penguin. So the book that I'm publishing is with Penguin, and the book is aimed at students aged between 8 to 12. And the aim of the book here is to prepare primary school students for science in secondary school. So I just want to let them know what to expect, so they're well prepared when they get into secondary school. And remember what I was saying a bit before about how there's different types of learners. So some people learn by reading. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to write a book as well, to cater for those people who learn through reading. So yeah, I just want to target all of those different areas. Now, an exciting one on here that I did is I went to Germany. So you see the BMW there. So I went to Germany and I went there to explain the science behind how their new hydrogen engine works. So I just went to break it down and show people how the hydrogen engine uses it to generate electricity for the car. So yeah, that was very exciting there to do that. And yeah, a few other bits and bobs that I've done there. So this is the ITV interview that I was talking about before. We're just gonna watch a short clip of it.
You get started doing videos like that?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in biomedical science, and I used to work as a senior science technician in a secondary school. And when I was working in there, I started to realize that the students were struggling with science. And the reason why was because of the lockdown. So what I decided to do was create some science videos to help the students catch up with what they missed out on during the lockdown, because I kind of wanted to like bridge that knowledge gap that occurred as a result of it. And yeah, that's how I started making the videos.
The important thing is you're speaking as many young teenagers in London speak. You're doing it in their language.
Yeah, so like the way that I narrate my videos, I speak in quite a conversational manner. It's quite light-hearted, like if I was talking to a friend or like a family member. And I find that when students see that, when they see it, it makes it seem more relatable and approachable. And yeah, because it makes them think, if that guy looks like me, he talks like me, he dresses like me, and he's a scientist, if he can do it, then why can't I become a scientist like him as well?
Exactly, that's the whole point. Now you have a new book out, don't you? It's called Science is Lit. I'm presuming then there's going to be lots of home unfriendly experiments.
You know what? Yeah, these experiments are actually safe for kids to do at home with their parents. And so the thing about this book, yeah, it's written in in that book, yeah, there's there's a series of different experiments in there, and there's the method of the experiment, so how to do it, all the equipment you will need, the science behind the experiment as well, and yeah, so it's just something fun for kids to do with their parents at home, so that they can learn and prepare themselves for science, and yeah, that's gonna be released in August, on the 8th of August, 2024. Yeah. So yeah, man, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you for that. We're now going to do a very short Q&A. If you put your hands up so I know who to give the mic to.
Are you going to open up a YouTube page? Because I only saw Instagram. And are you going to open up a YouTube page?
Yeah.
Are you going to open up a YouTube page?
Yeah, I've got a YouTube page, but because I started on TikTok first, that was the first platform I started putting out content on, and then after that I moved on to Instagram, so I started growing the Instagram, and then after that Snapchat, and then I just recently jumped on YouTube. So yeah, there are some videos there on YouTube as well, probably not as much as TikTok and Instagram, because I only just recently started it up, but yeah, I'm putting out more content on there as well. And something else I'm looking to do as well is go into some longer form content, because you see my videos are normally about a minute long, so I want to flesh it out a little bit more and go into a little bit more detail. So yeah. Yes.
In the field of long form, what do you think you would explain or explore? Like what sort of concepts?
I would mainly focus on the required practicals. So like chemistry, biology, physics, those main required practicals, because those are the ones that are most likely to come up in the exams. So I'd go into a lot more depth with those ones, because I feel like students will benefit most from those experiments.
Hi.
Hello.
Do you actually miss being a technician in a school, and do you think you'll sort of visit schools as well so you can do some of these experiments face to face with some of the children?
Yes and no. The reason why I say yes, I do miss it, is because I miss the students, because it's like every day is something different. Like you never know what you're gonna get, and yeah, students, they're high energy, and yeah, I do miss being in that environment. But I say no also because I feel like now I'm able to teach and reach a lot more people and help a lot more. So yeah, I don't miss it in that sense, because I could only teach the people within that school, but now I can teach people worldwide. So yeah, yes and no. There's some things I miss, but some things that I don't miss. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Manny.
Hello.
I've been following your journey since the beginning.
Wow.
I'm really happy with your content, and I think I've been watching one of your first videos that came out on TikTok during lockdown. And as a science teacher myself, I'm really proud of the content you're putting in, and I'm really happy with what you're doing, and I wish you all the success in the future. Now, I've just got a quick question, brother. You've basically left your job now to do this full time. You've grown on TikTok to 1.8 million followers, as you've shown us. You're looking to do the YouTube in the future. Do you think your risk paid off by leaving your full-time job? And where do you think you're going to take this in the future?
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for those kind words. I do appreciate that. I would say that I'm happy that I made the decision. I'm glad that I did, you know. I would say that it's paid off. And sometimes when you're doing it, when you're making a decision, it's like you can't see like what's coming. You can't see beyond. So yeah, I didn't know how it would turn out, but I just had that faith, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. And the way that I see myself in the years to come, I see myself as a science communicator. So breaking down science and bringing it to people in a way that is easy to understand, similar to how Sir Brian Cox does it, or David Attenborough. So I'm doing that for chemistry, breaking it down and making it more digestible for people. So yeah, no matter what I'm going to be doing, I always see myself teaching science.
Are there any more questions? Oh, yes, sorry.
Hello. Thank you for your presentation. It's amazing, and for the content that you put in out there. My question to you, what advice would you give to all students to how to become amazing science communicators, like you or others?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. What I can say, what I can suggest is some things that I did when I was studying to help me, things that helped me to get my degrees. So one of the main things that I did was always asking questions. When I was in the classroom, if there was anything that I was unsure of, or if I needed clarification, I would just put my hand up and just ask them to go into a bit more detail about it. Now, it sounds simple, but it really has a big impact, because a lot of the time, when you're in the classroom and you don't really know the subject that's being taught, sometimes you can feel a bit reluctant to put your hand up, or you feel a bit shy because you think that other people are going to laugh at you and they're going to think, oh, he doesn't know the answer. So because of that, you don't want to put your hand up. But a lot of the time, there's other students in the room who also don't know, but they're too shy to put their hand up. So when you ask that question, not only are you getting the information for yourself, but you're also getting it for your peers as well. So I'd always encourage students to ask questions. If there's no such thing as a silly question. If there's something that you're unsure of, ask the question. And yeah, that's one thing that I would say. And the second thing that really helped me was revising early. So I didn't wait until like a couple of weeks before the exam to start preparing. I was writing my notes and getting all the topics together from the start of term. Literally, if I learned something on Monday, by Friday, I was going over it in my notes, or by the weekend. And what that does, yeah, it keeps the information fresh in your mind. So, because if you leave it like a few weeks or a few months, when you come back to it now, it's going to be like learning a whole new topic again, because you would have forgotten everything. But if you solidify that knowledge quickly, within like a week or two, then it's going to be more likely to stick in there. So, yeah, those two things really helped me, preparing early and asking questions.
You said about your almost straight A's in your GCSEs. What did you do after that? What did you do A-levels, and what did you do it in?
Yes, so after that, I studied chemistry and biology and English and psychology at A-level. And then I did a BTEC Level 3 Applied Science course after that. Yeah.
Okay, if that's no more questions, thank you so much, Big Manny, and we can close up for this afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much for listening, everyone.